Hey, it's Eric with thefuturemill.com. I want to go through a Dave Ramsey video. This is my first ever reacts video, and I want to play through the video because Dave is wanting to give this person advice on a mortgage, and I want to give my reaction based on a reaction of a fiduciary financial advisor. So let's go ahead, we'll jump into the video and see what Dave has to say.
Robert's in Oakland, California. Hey, Robert, how are you?
Good. Hi, Dave and Christy.
Hi.
My wife and I are in a good place. However, we do live in a very high-cost part of California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just retired a few months ago, and we want to pay off our home, which is our only debt. However, our plan was to reach a nest egg amount to be able to pay off our home and then have our nest egg at a level where we can live comfortably the rest of our life. We're short of that goal, and I think I know what you would probably say, but because we live in such a high-cost area, I'm wondering what you think of my plan. And that plan is to grow our investments another $280,000 before we pay off our home.
Okay. So what's your nest egg today?
It's almost $1.5 million.
And what's it take to pay off the house?
$280,000. And our goal was to have $1.5 million after we paid off our home.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. How's the money invested? What's it invested in?
It's invested, it's in 403Bs and Roth IRAs mostly.
Inside of that, in mutual funds?
Dave, stop. Right there. Dave?
Shut up.
This is where he should dive a little bit more into what these accounts are broken up into. Are you in Roth IRA? You're in 403B? How much is in each? This is going to be a big determining factor because this guy is in California and Robert's going to have to pay federal tax if he pulls out of a 403B and it's tax deferred, and he's also going to have to pay California state tax. Not only that, if this guy, Robert, is 65, which it hasn't mentioned his age, and I don't know if it will, but if he's 65 years old, then he takes $280,000 out of a deferred account. It's going to show his income. His Social Security is going to be taxed higher, and his Medicare is going to cost him more. So these are all things that should be taken into consideration that so far have not been mentioned. Let's go ahead and see what else he has to say.
Yes, mutual funds.
So are you getting a rate of return 10% or north of that average?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing well.
All right. So let's just say 10% because that's conservative probably.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on. Did you just say that this is 10% is conservative? What's conservative about 10% in growth? That means that this guy's probably 100% in the stock market. Now, you don't know his risk tolerance, whatever. I'm going to just say that Dave says to invest in those 4 mutual funds, and that's what you should do if that's what Dave says to do, right? But the problem is, if you even look at those 4 mutual funds or 4 mutual funds like what Dave talks about, from 2000 to 2010, you're talking about basically a blank slate. Because in 2000, you had the dot-com bubble. 2001, we had the World Trade Center attack. And in 2008, we had the global market crisis, all of which ended up making the 2000 to 2010 stock market pretty much go with a fat return of 0. So with that, I don't know where he's coming from with this 10% conservative number. Now, if you look at the past 10 years, absolutely. I mean, we've rebounded since 2008. We had COVID in 2020. It's kind of still ongoing, but at the same time, the market has just rebounded and completely crushed it. But what are we looking at here? Because this guy's going to plan to be retired, I'm sure, longer than 10 years. We need to take more of a perspective of a long consideration here. I do not agree with the Dave and the conservative 10% number. I've never agreed with him on the 12% returns in general. So let's go ahead. Let's see what else Dave has to say to Robert.
How old are you?
66.
Robert's 66. I don't know how old his wife is, but if Robert's 66, just as I talked about, depending on which account he pulls from, this could really hurt him overall because he's going to have to pay more now in expenses for Social Security tax, and he's going to have to pay more in Medicare. So just right there, this could cost him a lot more than he had actually planned.
Okay, every 7 years it's going to double if you don't touch it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So 1.5 is going to be 3 in 7 years.
Okay.
Or
minus whatever we take out.
Yeah, or 1.2, or 1.2 will be 2.8.
Okay.
2.4, I'm sorry, in 7 years. So, wait a minute, I said 3. Yeah, 2 point. That's right. I'm sorry. So, I mean, you got to run your budget out. Can you not live on the income that $1.2 million creates?
Yeah, we can, but we might have to cut back on our lifestyle a little bit.
But you don't have a house payment anymore.
Correct.
And you
Correct.
still can't make it on the income. You can't live on $120,000 with no house payment.
Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Absolutely, we can.
Okay.
But, we're anticipating a withdrawal rate of around 5%, not 10%.
Okay.
That we'd pay ourselves about 5% of our investments.
Okay.
Smart move here by Robert. He's anticipating 5% withdrawal rate instead of a 10%. Dave's talking about spending 10%. Well, if he's getting 10% returns and he's spending 10%, then your principal is definitely not going to go up. And actually, not including inflation, that's going to end up hurting you because over time, he's going to need to take out more than 10% to offset any inflation rise. And as of right now, we all know that inflation is a hot topic.
So here's, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. You call me and ask me.
Yeah.
If I woke up in your shoes, I'd write a check and pay off my house today. And I would change. I'd change my withdrawal rate to 7% until I got my nest egg where I wanted, and then I'd drop it back down to 5%.
Okay.
And you're going to come out at about the same place, but you will have had no house debt all through this time.
Okay.
And the house is worth currently, you said how much?
Almost $670,000.
Okay, so your net worth $2 million, give or take.
His net worth, he's counting the house as well. But the thing about it is why would you not maybe say, hey, have you considered relocating? Because the state of Florida has 0 state tax. Also, you could find a nice home for, $400,000 in Central Florida where I'm at. That would be a great option for you. Plus, you would be able to not only have the house paid for with the assets from the other house, but then you would also have the $1.5 million still to live on. It's just an option for you, Robert. But let's not think outside the box here. Let's just draw a straight line in the sand.
How much of this did you inherit?
Only around $40,000 from my wife and my parents.
So how did you become a millionaire? What'd you do? A $2 millionaire.
We lived within our means all of our adult life. We lived debt free, and we saved very well and invested very well. We were in ministry, so we never made a lot of money. We just lived frugally, and we invested well.
What was your average income through your life?
Well, it's probably 70 to 80,000, maybe.
Wow.
So you never made $100,000?
Well, we did the last few years because my wife and I were both on staff, but only for a few years we made over 100,000.
And you got $2 million.
There's definitely something to learn here from Robert because Robert did a great job of saving and living below his means. But I bet if I plug this into a financial planning software of any sort, or if I really went from a conservative perspective and actually look at this, the problem is going to be is that Robert is not going to have enough money to make him the rest of his life. Robert's going to be saying, welcome to Walmart at 80 years old and greeting people. It's not great advice that Dave is giving when it comes to this video. I don't agree with it. Let me know what you think below in the comments. If you want a fiduciary advisor to go over your finances, whether you're just starting or you have grown a nice nest egg, go to thefuturemill.com. We don't have minimums. You can book a call, talk to me, and I'll go over that with you. If you have not yet, please also be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.